Hi boys and girls. Today we are going to talk about the bass clef. In music, the word bass means low, and the bass clef takes care of our low pitches. The bass clef is on a musical staff. And remember, our musical staff is made up of 5 lines and 4 spaces. This is our bass clef, and when we put that on the staff, that makes this a bass clef staff, and it takes care of the low pitches. Each pitch on the bass clef goes with the letters of the alphabet, just like the treble clef. We use the same letters, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and when we get to G, we start again at A. Now, the bass clef is known as the animal clef. And again, that is only to help you remember which sentences go with which staff to help you remember the names of the lines and spaces. So the bass clef sentences for the lines is grizzly bears don't fly airplanes. And again, we're using the first letter of each word for the pitch name of the line. So if grizzly is our first word, G is the first letter of that word. Line 1 of the bass clef is G. Grizzly bears. Bears is the second word. B is the name of line 2. Continuing on, don't. The first letter is D. And line 3 is D. Fly, F is the first letter. Line 4 is F. And then airplanes is our 5th letter, and the A is the name of line 5. Again, when we write our pitches on the staff, if they are a line note, a line pitch, then you want that line to cut that pitch in half. And that way we know it is definitely naming that line. Grizzly bears don't fly airplanes. That will help you remember the names of your lines. G, B, D, F, A. For your spaces with the bass clef, the spaces also are a sentence, not just a word. And that is, all cows eat grass. So again, we take the first letter of the first word for space 1. All. Space 1 is A. Cows, C, is the second space. All cows eat. E is the name of your third space. And grass, G, is the name of your 4th space. So with the bass clef, we have 2 sentences, and they both deal with animals. We have the grizzly bears for the lines and the cows for the spaces. We are also going to talk about one step below the staff, which is a space note, because the last pitch is a line note, which the first line is a G, so then you step down. If you're on a line, you must go to a space. Then from that space, we're going to step down one more step, and that must be a line, because we are in a space at that moment. We're also going to learn 2 pitches above the staff. Line 5 is the top of our staff. It is a line, so if I take a step up, I must step into a space. And that pitch sits right on top of the staff. It is in a space. From that space, I'm going to take one more step up, and I must go to a line. So that is 2 steps above the staff. Now, boys and girls, we learned with the treble clef, we go in order, alphabetical order. When we get to G, we start again at A, and we just keep doing this process as we are going up the staff. So we're going to first figure out the names of these 2 steps above the staff, these 2 pitches. If G is line 1, we start on G. Then it says the next one must be A, and sure enough, space 1 is A. Go up to line 2, B, space 2, C, line 3 D, space 3 E, line 4 F, space 4 G, line 5 A, and then boys and girls, that first step above the staff, we keep going, is B. That first space above the staff in the bass clef is pitch B. From B, we continue up one more step onto a line, and that is pitch C. Now, remember, when we go down the staff, we actually go backwards in the alphabet. So starting on line 2 above the staff, C, space 1B, line 5A, space 4G, we just keep going backwards, line 4F, space 3E, line 3D, space 2C, line 2B, space 1A, and then we go backwards still, line 1G, and then we want to go down one more step to a space, backwards one step, and that is F. The space note below line 1 in the bass clef is F. Again, if I'm standing in a space and I want to go down one step, I must go to a line. I am on F, I'm going down, so I must go backwards. That line note below the staff would be E. So boys and girls, in figuring out the names of your lines and spaces of the bass clef, you can memorize your 2 animal sentences. For the lines, grizzly bears don't fly airplanes. Grizzly bears don't fly airplanes. And then for the spaces, all cows eat grass. All cows eat grass. So that is one way of remembering, and then continuing in the alphabet to go up or down. Another way is, if you remember, E is 1 step below, or 2 steps below the staff, I'm sorry. If you start at E and you're going up the staff, line space, then you're going to be going in order, in alphabetical order, and coming back after G to A. So let's make sure that works. 2 steps below the staff, which is the first line, is E. We go up to the step, F, line 1, G, and we should come back to A if this is correct. We go from line 1 into space 1, sure enough it's A. Then line 2, B, space 2, C, line 3, D, space 3, E, line 4, F, space 4, G, then we have to come back, and sure enough, line 5 is A, 1 step above the staff is a space, B, and then finally 2 steps above the staff is C. Either way you learn your names of your pitches, if you go in alphabetical order from line, space, or you learn your 2 sentences, it always goes in alphabetical order and back to A if you are going up. If you're going down, you will go backwards in the alphabet, and when you get to A, you go back to G.